Hey, Monroe here, greatest frog fisherman ever. Just ask Dean Rojas, just ask Cliff Brochet, just ask any frog fisherman who thinks they're a frog fisherman who the greatest frog fisherman is. That's me, Monroe. The reason I say that is I've got the Daiwa Tatula Elite Series Monroe frog rod, which is the greatest frog rod on the market. We're talking 7 foot 4 inches long, extra heavy action, but it has a little bit of tip to it for when you need to set the hook on those fish and for when you need to skip a frog. We teamed it up with the AGS guides. The AGS guides are the lightest, strongest, most sensitive guides on the market. We're talking about when you can actually feel the bass slurp the frog in your palm of your hand. So you know that he's got it and you know when to set the hook. That's why this is the greatest frog rod. This is the frog rod that I use for fishing in open water and for fishing in, I call small mats. And we're talking about those mats like the duckweed mats and not the super heavy thick mats that you find at places like Guntersville or down in Florida. This is your open water frog and it's definitely for fishing little mats. I teamed this up with the Tatula 100 reel. I put 50 to 65 pound maximum braided line on there. We're talking 13 pounds of drag. I can completely lock down the drag on this reel. When I'm frog fishing, I'm using 65 pound braid. I'm using 50 pound maximum braid. So I don't need to have any drag. And so that's why I tighten this drag all the way down. But then there's those guys down at Lake Guntersville and the guys down there in Texas and the guys in the California Delta who want a big frog rod. Well, I've designed a new 7.9 extra long, extra heavy frog rod for fishing those big, thick, heavy mats. It's still teamed up with the AGS guide system, but we're talking about having an extra 5 inches of length for better hook setting power, for further casting distance, and a lot more power in the backbone of this rod for pulling those fish out of those thick, heavy mats. This is also a great rod for fishing, you know, what I call swimming frog or buzz frogs with, such as a horny toad or fishing a skinny dipper on top. So when you buzz it, you can still make really, really long casts and get that hook set out of that rod. With the 7.9 frog rod and the 7.4 frog rod, you team these up together with the Tatula 150 on the 7.9, the Tatula 100 on the 7.4, you're ready to go frog fishing and you'll be just like me, the greatest frog fisherman in the world.